I had observed and am starting to activate in my life a principle also associated with the law of attraction. Two examples. One, I'm in the back seat of a cab. The cab driver had already picked up another client. The client was sitting in the front seat. And this guy sitting in the front seat, the client, just had energetically stamped on him, smack me. Now, I'm sitting in the back of the cab. It's a normal day. Yeah, I'm irritated that I'm sharing a cab. I have my 2 children with me. I didn't need some strange guy in there. And normally, a regular street cab would not have had a second customer in there. I'm not going to smack the guy upside the back of the head. You just don't do it. You resist that energetic attraction to fulfill that vibrational request to smack him upside the head. The second instance was, time-wise, not too far from that one. My son never hurt anything, like never damaged furniture, never touched people's vehicles. He was not a destructive child. However, he walked by a specific car parked outside our apartment, one of our neighbors' cars, and I turned around because the guy said, "Your son just scratched dirt on my car." And I was surprised. I was just confused. Like, my son wouldn't do, why would he do? And the guy's response was, I was like, well, I'll see if I can, get it repainted or whatever. And he says, no, I take responsibility for my things. And it ended there. However, I had to understand this, because this is just the nature of me. I like felt into the car, and just like that guy in the taxi that had energetically stamped all over him, just smacking me upside the back of the head, this guy's car vibrated with the guy's own vibration, which was destroy me, crush me. It was just really bad vibration. And my son just was too young. He's not going to resist the law of attraction. That connected the dots for me there. I had to put it on the back burner because obviously I had a very busy life emotionally, physically, at that time. So I didn't really get to really sit down and absorb and let this filter through and integrate in me. That we resist the law of attraction constantly, especially when we're always redirecting our thought patterns into something good. What's that good feeling thing? I'm in this room, the dog's sleeping. I should focus on relaxation. Oh, I should tap into the dog and how she's feeling. Like, no, my back is hurting. I need to acknowledge that. And it's the same thing with what I've been going through here. The example again of when the manager, basically attacked my dignity, treating me like a non-paying customer, not entitled to the free breakfast, have to haul my trash around to the filthy dumpster out front instead of use the trash cans or have my room cleaned and the trash taken out like everybody else. Normally, if I was to listen to those who teach the law of attraction, I would have ignored that, let it go, and started focusing on good things. Well, I'm resisting the law of attraction when I'm doing that. I'm resisting. I'm not being the most cooperative component in my experience, am I? So that's another thing I should add to this correction list. Because I had started declaring that I am the most cooperative component in or of my experience. And so, I said so again. Don't resist it. But, and another but, I'm arguing with myself. But is an argumentative word. I had started doing that. I had started becoming the most cooperative component in my experience, even when it comes to what we call negative feeling experiences. Just doing it in a creative way where I'm not incorporating violence, like just instinctively reacting with a smack to the guy wearing the invisible smack me upside the head sign. Instead, I just intuitively tell the guy, did you know? You're just wearing this invisible smack me upside the head sign. Not afraid to tell people that. Therefore, I've become the most cooperative component in my experience, whether it's positive or negative. If it's you're eliciting like aggressive behavior, I'm gonna tell them you're eliciting aggressive behavior. For example, one woman, and I've done this to other people too. People who, I'll continue with the one woman example, commenting on my videos, always negative, always just, she first attacked me when I had met her down in Slab City because her husband wanted to borrow my water pump. And she had spent days coming over. He's a thief. He's this. He's that. He's so bad. And blah, blah, blah. Now she's having a good moment with him, and she wants to come over in his behalf to get the water pump, to force him to fill their water. And, of course, I said no, and she just went off on me. Oh, well, you're going to treat him like a thief? But, woman, you just got done telling me day after day what a thief this man is, and now you're mad at me because I am responding as if he's a thief. So that's the history, the core of the relationship between myself and the woman who's been commenting on my videos. And I just responded to her that her comments were no longer welcome. And of course she continued to respond. And so I let her know that what I call people who persist aggressively in pursuing conversation after I've made it clear that I do not consent to the conversation, I call them conversational rapists. Hey, I'm not consenting to this conversation. Just like I wouldn't be consenting to a physical relationship, I'm not consenting to that relationship and that interaction. So, she's a conversational rapist. And I've said that to people to their face. They're coming at me aggressively with sound being projected from a physical apparatus, their mouth, or the idea going through my mind, my physical apparatus, in order to be able to cognate what that comment that she left was. This is all a physical assault. It's affecting my physical being, whether it's the unseen airwaves. You know, if I made a ray gun and started shooting people, you may not see that ray, but I'm still going to jail for freaking killing people. It's the same thing with our verbal assault on one another. I'm being physically assaulted by words. But if I return in self-defense, a physical assault like punching somebody in the face, Well, I'm the one going to jail. So I use very strong words in return. And I don't regret this because it's true. You are forcing conversation on me. You are a conversational rapist. And so this is the way that I've learned to handle not resisting the law of attraction, especially in relating to other people, because it used to be, somebody'd be like, oh, I want to do this to you. And I'd say, no, thank you. I've explored those things before. I don't want anything to do with that. But no, thank you does not denote the level of intention and assertion, which then becomes aggression, because to them, no thank you is weak. It's polite. It's respectful response to a disrespectful assertion. So I have to stop being respectful to that which is disrespectful. Start working with the law of attraction, even if I felt like maybe it was a negative response or they're coming at me with something negative. I'm going to be at the core of my vortex. I am going to be the most cooperative component of my experience. And these negative things don't always come to me because, I focused on the negative. People who need it most, who need freedom most, these are the people that are going to come to those of us who are vibrating with the greatest amount of freedom. That's why every time I start feeling really free, something or somebody comes at me. But the impact is less severe, it is less devastating, and it does not knock me continuously for the next year out of my feeling of freedom, out of my feeling of being a sensual, exciting human being. Because I understand that the greatest desire for the freedom, for the experiences, for the feelings that I embody, the greatest desire for those is coming from those who have it the least. And so, I'm not drawing the monsters of society at me because I focused on the negative or I'm miserable. I'm doing it because I am so goddamn magnificent. Because I am producing those feelings of freedom, of delight, of appreciation. I live and I work in the mind simplistically. I take things literally. I am childlike. And so I experience the feeling of childlike innocence, which will drive some people absolutely crazy, especially those who are like very intent on wrong and right and good and bad and working against evil, being righteous and all of that. My sense of innocence just sets them off. It triggers them. That's what they desire. That's what they need the most. And here it is flowing out of me, just simply naively walking down the road, embodying innocence, joy, delight, just all the subtle feelings, sensuality, walking around freely, unaware of just how wonderful and how different I am than what people around me are experiencing. So I'm not taking that personally. And I'm starting to use my voice to share it with other people. Because if they want it, this is how they're going to go about getting it. Not by attacking me, not by coming and being in a relationship with me and sucking the life out of me. They can do it themselves. And so that's why I'm becoming more verbal in this. I want the good stuff to come through, not just all the bad stuff. And I want healthy relationships with people who can get it themselves and embody it themselves. I hope this benefits people. It feels like it benefits me just making these videos. Whether it benefits other people or not, it benefits me. And that means Anubis is benefited as well. And as always, take what resonates, leave the rest, and don't be a conversational rapist.